We are now visiting the Grange machinery stand where I am joined by Mr. Ryan Jones. Ryan, explain to me what we're here to see today.
Right, so we've basically attended the show with 3 machines. Bought the CCT, stands for close coupled toolbar. We've bought the LDT and the LDL. Very quickly, the CCT, its purpose and why we introduce it into the market and so on really, we're looking to try and offer a loosening option to the small to mid-frame size tractors.
Right.
So we do this in a 3 metre, a 4 metre or a 6 metre working width machine. As a standard spec, we've always got the front disc on the front that can actually be dropped on and off. We've then got a staggered leg option, again in shear bolt or hydraulic reset. On the rear of the machine, we have hydraulic 3-point linkage. We also offer the A-frame with a drawbar on the back. And the idea of this machine really is that it can be used with mounted machines,
right,
implements on the back. You've got the choice of using it with trailed units, and we also can offer a PTO driven pack through the centre. So it's a bit of a Swiss Army knife, if I'm honest with you.
Right.
It's a very versatile unit in terms of its application, and the idea being that we can, we can drop the loosening aspect of in front of a disc cultivator, a press, drill. We're giving the farmer options at the end of the day.
You're giving the farmers additional options on top of a machine he may already have, is basically what you're saying.
Exactly that, yeah. There's no reason that this can't be used on its own. We offer a removable roller that goes with this as well, so that just hooks straight on the back of the 3-point linkage here, right, on the back of the machine. So all of a sudden we're trying to cover all bases in terms of we've got a low disturbance leg in there. We offer 3 different width of points, and I'll go through that in general, but that's on all 3 machines on site today. This machine, really, versatility for trailed, mounted and PTO driven implements. And like I said, and I'll explain more why we've gone down a close couple when we see the LDT in a minute over there. The reason behind it, it's 1 metre deep, and the transfer of weight on the back of a small to medium sized frame,
right,
it can manage it.
Right.
Okay. You don't need massive horsepower.
No. That's good. Now, so if we're moving over here then to the LDT, you're saying about the close couple system. Explain to me how that works here with this machine.
So fundamental differences between both models is LDT stands for low disturbance toolbar. Right. Has been designed and is built predominantly to have trailed machines on the back of it. Okay. So this unit here, again, we offer in 3, 4, 6, and we also go up to 8 metres. Right. We've put some new 8 metre machines out there this year. Good. And they've all gone really well. The features and benefits, I guess, out of this machine is that we've got a fixed headstock and frame that we fix on the rear of the tractor. Yep. We've got what we class as a hydraulic floating beam in the centre, so you've got complete control. You can have the loosening tines engaged or disengaged out of the soil, and it has absolutely no effect on the trailed towing position of be it drill, cultivator
and
at the back.
This is the hitch on the back.
That's it.
Then,
yeah.
Right.
So you've got a hitch on the back.
So this can be controlled completely independently without affecting the drawbar.
You've got it. So basically, this centre beam that runs through the middle of the chassis here, this can be hydraulically lifted up and down on these parallel linkages that we've got. The discs are also integrated into the same system, so it's one double acting service to operate the full machine. And what we've also integrated as a feature, because you've got 6 metres working width here, right, and you've generally always got a trailed machine on the back, be it cultivator, press, drill, one of each. Yeah. We then have what we class as a tight turn system, which is a automatic hydraulic feature that, when the beam hits the top of its travel, right, the wings then automatically fold, and will fold to 90 degrees if we want them to, or we can put a timer on there, we can stop them at 45, or we can take them right the way over. That allows us basically to get a really tight headland turn, hence the word tight turn. Right. I thought that was a good name for it.
It's actually, that's an interesting feature, actually, isn't it?
And basically, then it does the opposite, really. It unfolds out to 6 metres and lowers itself into the ground on the return straight back into the field.
This is isobus controlled, is it? How
does it work?
All
hydraulically done. So basically,
are you doing it manually then as you come up? Is that what you're doing? Is
if I'm honest with you, all of this generally now is done on the headland management system on the tractor. Right, that's good. So one button on the tractor, and you leave the Grange toolbar to do its thing. The key bit with it is the fact, generally speaking, we have either disc cultivators, tine cultivators, or seed drills on the back of this. Now, if you go down the seed drill route, you generally got a fair few services that they're wanting off the back of the tractor.
Absolutely right.
All these hydraulic services are basically straight through hoses from our toolbar to the tractor, so we can supply the trailed unit. We don't want to be taking any more services up for our machine than necessary, hence why we've tried to get it down to a single double acting pair, and that way we've then integrated the full folding system, retracting of discs, everything into that one service. No. And from a tractor operator point of view, once you've either put it on headland management or you've got a timer on your spool, however you're working it, you can let the Grange do its bit, and then you can concentrate on the turn or looking at what the seed drill's doing. It gives the operator time.
That's impressive. That's really good. That's impressive. Right, so we're coming over from that. This, of course, today is about covering soils. We're talking about low disturbance and cover crops and everything else that's going on here today. Explain to me what we've got over here and what you've been demonstrating with this tractor.
Okay, so what's here is the LDL, the low disturbance loosener. So it all really stemmed from the toolbar, really, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
And generally just listening to farmers and listening to what was needed, wanted, in terms of farming practices and, you know, where they were moving really, and where they were being forced to move to as well, I should say.
Right.
Really. So took the toolbar out 5-6 years ago now, and guys who were demonstrating it and watching it go, really pleased with how much movement that they were getting in terms of soil, and how much minimal surface disturbance we were getting. The one thing we were missing was basically a roller of some form on the back just to firm it down.
Yep.
At the time, direct drilling was relatively new in terms of media presence and focus on it. And certainly over the last 5 years now, cover crops, soil structure, soil health in general, those are key words now that I think we're all talking about daily, you know, be it in features in magazines, online, and from an agronomy point of view.
Well, absolutely, there's no doubt about that. People are becoming more, well, we have to be, there's no doubt about it.
Exactly. So really where the LDL then stemmed from was, okay, we need to have a machine that can go through thick residue, be it cover crops or be it straight into stubble with high stubble, you know, high stubble with a good thick trash layer on top.
Right.
We've got to manage that. We've also then got to be able to loosen the soil and add structure back into that soil. We need to firm it back down. We're not wanting to squash the soil back in and undo what we've done as such, really.
Right.
We're just trying to firm the soil behind it here. And we want to present it, so we want to leave the field in a presentation that drill, be it a direct drill, let's say here in this particular setup, we don't need to do anything else to it. We just now want to just drill into what we've done with our machine.
So you're basically saying, and like a load of stuff, the subsoiler, other things, they all basically have made this machine so that once it's been through the ground, come in with a drill and finish it.
Absolutely. So as typical processes would go now, and this is, I think we are the first time, I think in this field, does Clive say in 14, 16 years that he's had a time through it?
Mm-hmm.
So
Apparently
slightly nervous. I'm hoping that he's quite happy with what we've done. It's left a really clean job. And you know what you're seeing here in terms of, you know, soil structure here is in fantastic order. There's no two ways about that. We've all got to agree on that, really.
Yep.
In all fairness to, you know, to Clive and his guys, they've done a superb job in getting it into this order.
Yeah, it's beautiful soil.
What we're also finding is that now the cover crop and that rooting structure is allowing that soil to work with our machine a bit more. We can go through this, which is what we've been doing over the day today. We'll leave this now, and Clive should be drilling straight into this later this year.
Yeah. Good.
So as a typical process would go, maybe this is more, I would say, very sort of structured around direct drilling is this process here. We sell this machine to more conventional methods as well as min-till. What we typically find is we have customers that go straight after the combine with this machine.
Yep.
And they will drill straight into what this leaves. Other people would rather go through with a shallow disc cultivator, get a little bit of a chip, then go through with the LDL and then drill into what the LDL leaves. But in essence, whatever the processes may be in front or, you know, whatever, or might not be, we're going through with the LDL, and then we are leaving that field in a way that we're good to drill straight into.
Right, now in 4 metre only?
No, so this machine, we do a 3 metre rigid frame.
Right, yeah.
We do a 4 metre, we do a 5, and we do a 6.
Right.
As our flagship models, if I'm honest with you, the most popular sellers for us right now is the 3, 4 and 6. They're probably neck and neck, if I'm honest with you. They are popular machines for us. On the 4, 5 and 6, they all share the same headstock, the same wing structure, but what we do basically is we shorten the wings off. So from 4 it just gets wider out to 6. What's probably becoming more and more popular again over the last couple of years for us really is, if you have a look at the light bar at the back here and onto the headstock, we have an access platform that we bring up the back here. We put a cedar mounting bracket. We tend to use stock cedar, if I'm honest with you, as our applicators. And what a lot of our customers are doing now is they're loosening, but they're also applying a cover crop in whilst they're loosening. So they're trying to maximise the uses of the machine and use as much of the machine as they can during the season, really.
Roller options?
Right, roller options, 3 really. We do, what's in front of us here is a shoulder press option. We do a tooth packer roller, and we also do an Ottico tyre roller, which is a tyre flex roller. Roller option, I'll be honest with you, really is dictated, what we would be advising our end user through the dealer, sales guys, whoever we're talking to at the time. We'd be saying, look, what sort of drill have we got on farm? What are the establishment processes that we're using, and soil type. Those are the key factors for us, really. The shoulder press typically is a great roller for min-till methods where you've got pre-cultivations happening in front and you're wanting this roller to just finally cultivate behind, and then you're ready to drill, leave you a bit more of a weatherproof finish. So if you are leaving it over winter for spring, this will leave it great. If you are going down the direct drilling route, certainly on a disc halter drill, what we would probably advise is that we go down our tooth roller where we can leave it much firmer and a bit flatter, and that way the drill has a bit of consolidation to bite into as well.
Right. Okay, final point.
Sure.
Points. What are options on points?
Point. See what you did there. What we've 3 different widths. So we do a narrow, we do a standard, and we do a wide. All interchangeable on the lower leg. As protection goes, we do shear bolt or we do hydraulic reset. On the machine today is a hydraulic reset protected leg. The points are very simple, 1-piece point that slides into the actual profile of the lower leg with an M10 bolt on the back. So it's a quick on-off switch. To switch a 4 metre, you're talking 10 minutes realistically, and you're back up and running again. The reason for the different width of points really is how much soil movement are we after? Are we looking to try and do more of a drainage pass? That's where we maybe would put the narrow point in. If we're establishing oilseed rape with the machine, which is very popular these days for our customers, again, a narrow point, we're only maybe looking to move around the leg. If we're wanting to loosen full width like we are today, we're on our standard width point. And if we were going into, let's say, slightly wet or ground that's had a lot of traffic over it, and we're looking now to remove that compaction away, we'd probably then go to our wider point where we're actually asking the machine to just give us a bit more of a lift, just so we're ultimately taking compaction out.
Well, Ryan, thank you very much for pointing out about the points. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it.